what are you trying to achieve? So goal, I'll be fully transparent, for 2025 is to achieve 250,000 in new agency revenue.
All right, happy Wednesday. Just wanted to let you guys know, I know we've been talking a lot about cold calling and cold prospecting and all that fun stuff, and all that stuff is great. But one of the things, that's really important if you already have a little bit of a book of business is making sure that you stay top of mind with your clients, right? So I heard this saying from a mentor the other day, and it really resonated with me. It was like, out of sight, out of mind, right? And there are a lot of salespeople who make the sale, and then after the sale, they're just gone. It's just over, right? They're not getting any referrals. They're not building any type of relationship. And I do believe that stuff can really make an impact in your business. And a couple of things we do to really stand out and make that difference and build that relationship is make sure, like, in the sales process, we're actually trying to make a connection with them, right? And my mentor calls it like creating the gap. So you don't want to go too deep with this, but 5 minutes or less, like, hey, do you have any kids? What school do they go to? Are there any non-for-profits you're a part of? What area do you live in? Oh, I used to have friends in that area too. Just trying to build some sort of meaningful connection throughout the sales process. This way you can actually build a relationship, right? And then after the sale is over, how are you going to stay top of mind? There's a few different things that we do that I wanted to share with you. One of them is just sending happy birthday messages. So we make sure we collect everyone's birth date. It's saved in our management system, and we load it into our agency Zoom, which is our CRM, and everyone gets hit when their birthday comes up a couple of days before. Just a message, something really thoughtful, letting them know that, hey, we remembered your birthday. We're saying happy birthday and letting them know we hope they enjoy the day, right? So that's one little thing. Another thing we do is thank you cards, right? If we write any new business, they're getting some sort of thank you card from Send Out Cards, which we use. Shout out to Stephen Turnbull. He helped me set up that process. Also, too, I haven't done this yet, but something I'm trying to get more consistent with is once a quarter at least, sending a personalized email to my top clients, just letting them know, hey, thank you for being such a great friend. I don't need anything for you, but I'm here if you need anything. I hope you and your family are doing amazing. Would love to speak to you soon if you have, anything you need to discuss. Something simple, something that's not pushy or salesy, just letting them know, hey, I'm being thoughtful, I'm thinking of you, and I hope you're doing great. What I have seen the few times I've done it is that people actually reach out and they do respond, and they just say, hey, thanks so much for thinking of us. Everything's great. Hope the same by you. But what's beautiful about that is what I said prior is you're not just disappearing after the sale. You're staying top of mind. So whenever, they're at a party or a family event and somebody complains about their insurance, they're going to be top of mind and they're going to think of you and they're going to refer you. So make sure you're not out of sight, out of mind.
Happy Thursday. One of the things I had to share with you guys today is something my mentor shared with me, and this is my mentor that specializes in sales. So when it comes to sales, handling objections, different tactics, I just shut up and listen to this guy. So one of the things he told me is, Christmas Eve and Christmas is coming up next week. And what the average people do and the average salespeople do is they message all their clients on Christmas or Christmas Eve, or they just do a little social media post saying happy holidays. And he said, that's what the average people do. What the elite salespeople do is they reach out the week prior or a few days before and say, hey, listen, I know you're about to get blasted on Christmas Eve and Christmas with text messages and emails. I just wanted to reach out before the rush comes in and let you know how grateful I am to have you as a customer. And I hope you and your family have an amazing 25 and a happy new year. And I just freaking loved that he brought that up. So what I spent my time doing today was sending out messages to the top 20% of our clients, customized emails that I videoed to each one of them. So it took a little bit of time, but it was amazing. I sent these text messages out within, I'd say, 10 minutes. At least like 5 or 6 people already messaged me back saying, oh, so awesome. Thanks, Shawn. Thanks for reaching out. Happy holidays. Wishing you and your family the best as well. So it's a great way to connect. We spoke about it the other day, you know, out of sight, out of mind. How do you stay top of mind with your clients? And this is just one of the little ways to do it, and that I wanted to share with you guys. All right, I just wrapped up 2 hours of CE. I am a little behind on my CE this time around. I got to renew my license in February, but I just completed a course on certificates of insurance for contractors. And I got to tell you, anytime I do CE and it's related to certificates of insurance and contractors specifically, it makes me nervous every time, because I'm always like, man, I got to make sure I have the wording perfect on all these COIs that I do. So a little nerve-wracking, but we got a lot done. I'm going to add some of this stuff to the playbook on how to do certificates of insurance. So CE is crucial. One of the things I've learned over the last few years is making sure when I do CE, I do CE specific to what I want to enhance my skill in, right? So I'll try to find, you know, high value property specific type of CE classes to take, or contractor specific, like some about COIs, risk transfer, things of that nature. So whenever you're doing CE, I would highly recommend try to tailor it to your niche. This way you're not just doing like a basic ethics course or something you might not get a ton of value from. So just something that's helped me a lot over the last few years that I wanted to share with you. All right, happy Saturday. As you can see, we got a bunch of snow today. Trying to get the car cleared off and warming up the car a little bit here. But I wanted to go into, we had our annual summit the other day, and it just got me thinking a lot about annual planning and how to build a specific plan to achieve your goals. And I spoke with multiple mentors. I read about it. I posted it in our Scratch Agency community. It's in a Telegram group. If you're not a part of it, I highly recommend you join it. I'll put a link in the description below. And in there, it's just a bunch of different Scratch agents where we're talking about things that go on in the, in our agency from a day-to-day operations standpoint, hiring, culture, all that stuff. And I listed out the framework in there, how to set and achieve your personal and business goals that a mentor shared with mine. So I would definitely go and check that out. But to give you a breakdown, it basically starts with the goal, right? Like, what are you trying to achieve? So goal, I'll be fully transparent, for 2025 is to achieve $250,000 in new agency revenue, and to get my producer over the $100,000 a year income mark, which we can and will do next year. And then you want to have a mantra around that, right? Like, what's something quick and easy you can remember that's tied to that specific goal? So something, I'll keep using this one as an example. So we call it Project 250K. And that's the goal for next year, because our team knows if we hit that goal, they're going to get rewarded for it, and the agency is going to push to the next level as well. So Project 250, that's the mantra. And then on the personal side, same thing, right? If you have a goal to get to 9% body fat, it would be Project 9%, something along those lines. Get creative with it. So that's the mantra. Then by when, right? When do you want to accomplish this by? So for us with the 250 goal, it's going to be by the end of 2025, December 31st, be very specific, right? And when you're picking these goals, you want to make sure that they're measurable and quantifiable, right? This way you can reverse engineer what that looks like on a yearly, quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily basis. Then from there, what's your reward? What are you going to reward yourself with when you hit that goal of 250,000, right? Because a lot of times we set these big goals, we hit them, then we just move on to the next goal. We don't take any time to appreciate it or give ourselves credit for it, right? And I'm guilty of this to this day still. So by setting a reward, that's gonna help motivate you to make sure you achieve that goal. And when you achieve it, you're gonna get something for it, and it's gonna make you feel good, right? And this is where I think you can get a little selfish with it. And obviously, if you have a family, you have kids, you have a wife, include them in the goal. Make it an experience instead of an object, right? So those are just little things I try to keep in mind. And then you want to finally figure out, like, what's the daily standard that you need to do to achieve that goal? What do you need to put in place to achieve that goal? So the daily standard for 250, it might be, read 10 pages a day, make sure I get to the gym on a daily basis, Make sure I'm doing 50 cold outreaches per day. Make sure I'm doing my 5 social media opens per day. Make sure I'm doing my 3 social media posts per day. So those would be the 5 daily standards I need to do to achieve the goal of 250,000 in new revenue. So that's the framework that I use and that my team uses for their own personal goals that we all keep a track of and accountable for on our weekly meetings. So if you have any questions on the framework of that goal, let me know. I'd love to dive deeper in it. If you have any input and you want to put it in the comments below, I'd love to hear what you got to say.